the cabinet meeting tomorrow? Anything you can tell us about the theme or the focus of that?
Sure, I can share a couple things about tomorrow. As you all know, the president's going to be convening his cabinet secretaries tomorrow in the cabinet room, as he does from time to time, to discuss the progress we've made in investing in America. That includes the 13 million jobs created in the last 2.5 years under this president. Unemployment being below 4% for nearly a year and a half, and annual inflation falling now for 11 months in a row, and more than $470 billion in private sector investments. And let's not forget the bipartisan budget agreement that the president signed on Saturday, which will also be a conversation to include just the progress that we've made in this last 2 years of this administration, and also the priorities and the funding levels and all of the historic pieces of legislation that the president was able to do just the last 2 years. So, and that's including ending COVID-19, public health emergency, and Title 42 at the border. And what you can expect as well is he will be talking to his cabinet secretaries about the next 100 days, which we think is incredibly important as we move forward with this rest of this year, unleashing more infrastructure, clean energy, manufacturing investments across the country, and our work, let's not forget, to curb gun violence as well, and also what we're seeing across the country on what's the attacks that we're seeing on women's reproductive rights. So that certainly will be part of the conversation that you all will hear and see from the president tomorrow.
Also,
go ahead.
Karine,
Yes.
Journalists at Gannett newspapers are on strike today. Just wondering if the president has any message for them. Does he support them?
So, as you know, the president, when it comes to these types of issues, he clearly hopes that they continue to have the conversation and they come together in good faith. And certainly, he always supports in this particular journalist to make sure that they get a fair share here. Go ahead.
Thanks, Karine. Picking up on the cabinet meeting, does the president still have confidence that Julie Su can get approved to be his cabinet secretary?
Yes, he has confidence that she will get through, and as you can imagine, that she has the support of this administration to get her through, to get her confirmed. She will be in attendance tomorrow. As you know, she's the acting secretary of the Department of Labor, and he has confidence, and we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that she actually becomes secretary.
He nominated her at the end of February. It's now June. So what is he doing to help speed this process up?
Well, look, Julie Su, as you've heard me say many times from here, was confirmed, supported as a deputy secretary at the Labor by all Senate Democrats. That occurred when the first time she went through this process, clearly as deputy, and has garnered the support of businesses, labor, several organizations across the spectrum. If you think about Jean Soroka, the executive director of Port of Los Angeles, recently wrote that Julie Su is a consensus builder whose impact has played out in real time throughout the supply chain industry. For these reasons, among others, no one is better suited nor better qualified than Julie Su for the job of Secretary of Labor. So this is a full court press to get Julie confirmed. Outside groups continue to also push her forward, and certainly she will get the support from the White House as well and from this president. So we are confident, and we're going to continue moving forward.
The last thing on this topic, does the president feel after the debt ceiling negotiations that he has a little cachet here to use with moderate Democrats such as Senators Manchin and Sinema?
Well, look, I mean, if you look at the last 2 years of what this president, more than 2 years now, what this president has been able to do, the bill that he signed into law just a couple of days ago, the budget negotiations agreement, that was number 350 bipartisan piece of legislation, and so he's able to get that done when people said that he would not be able to get that done, which is bring both sides together. And he's worked with Democrats across the ideological spectrum over the past 2 years as well to get things done. You think about the Inflation Reduction Act, that is something that Senator Manchin, right? He steered that through, and something that the president worked very closely with him on. You think about the American Rescue Plan. There's been many times where you've seen Democrats come together to deliver for the American people, and let's not forget the bipartisanship that this president, and because of his leadership, has been able to do. So yes, he believes that we can continue to get things done, and there's a long long list of legislative agenda that he wants to see done. As I just mentioned, gun reform as being one of them. As I mentioned, reproductive rights as being another, and many other ways that he believes that we can continue to deliver for the American people. Go ahead.